Hey guys, welcome back. This is Storm with Honey Rock Acres. So I got pretty busy this morning. A lot going on today. It's a Saturday. And I actually kind of forgot to bring you guys along. I was out here doing some work and I thought, well, why am I not sharing this? So what I'm trying to do at the moment is expand my pigs area, give them a little more grass, kind of prolong this area they're in for just a little bit longer, and then hopefully we're getting pretty close to warm enough weather where the grass start growing again. I've also got to do a little work on the greenhouse today because lost one of the doors yet again, and they're forecasting potential severe weather later this week, and I need to make sure that I get those doors secured. And something else I've been finally tinkering with, and surprise, we got the Gator out. Now I am gonna see if you guys have any suggestions, because it's running, and it's running well better than it has in a while, but I'm still having trouble with it. Like, I'm having to keep it like half choked all the time, and I've put a new spark plug in it, checked the gap on the spark plug, complete brand new carburetor top to bottom. I'm kind of struggling with, why it'll idle fine, no problems, and then once I kind of ease into the throttle just a little bit, then I can go. But if I kind of stab into the throttle, it chokes out and dies. And if I don't have it at least like a quarter to half choke, it struggles to get all the way up. And I've gone all through the range of the adjustments on the carburetor, and I'm just struggling to get it dialed in. And I had this problem even after rebuilding the last carburetor, where I had to kind of run it on partial choke to get it to run. But it would run, and it ran pretty good. It's just not quite all the way there. So if any of you have any experience with that and can offer any advice, I'm all ears. Right. So the last time I was out here with you guys, I brought in all that hay and straw from the barn, and it made a pretty significant dent. And we've been a little bit drier. The issue is while it's mostly dry for now, the area that's shaded by this building, it stays pretty mushy. And there's not a whole lot I can really do about that for now. I'm gonna add some more straw and stuff in there, and I know you can get like pelletized bedding and stuff that supposedly will help, but we're looking at only a couple more weeks tops. So I'm gonna spread some more straw in here, and then I'm hoping to open up the next section of this grass. I'm just expanding their current paddock instead of moving them, because I only have really this one shelter and I need a path to it. And yeah, I think this is going to be one of those things that I gotta solve for this year. Figure out the best way of doing this going forward, because this has been all right, but I don't love this setup. Another thing I've actually been battling with the last couple of weeks, I've actually probably been battling with it longer, but mites in the chicken coops again this year. I said it earlier in the season, I think it's because of the wild birds coming in, or potentially even coming in on the straw that I've been sourcing. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. It's not super severe, but I noticed a little bit of redness on the bottoms and a little bit on their backs. So we've been treating it. I've done all the normal stuff, gutted the coops, sprayed it with permethrin, got rid of all the bedding, put new bedding in. I put a dust bath out for them with some DE, and then I also have treated everything with lime. So it looks like we've made some progress. Obviously that's going to be probably an ongoing thing, because if you've ever dealt with it, it's kind of a nightmare to get rid of, but we're doing all right, and I'm not too worried about it. It's just something you kind of have to deal with. Also, just kind of random, you might notice that I left the chicken area open. I'm trying to let them explore out here with the pigs a little bit to, both peck through stuff and, kind of clean up a little bit, and also get out of their run. Their run is also a mess. But it's also a training opportunity for Lucille because she can see them a little closer and they're out of their normal element and it gets her attention. But she still can't quite get to them because they're inside this chicken run, or, well, the pig paddock rather, which she knows is electrified. Well, I think that's about all we got out here to do, but I think the next thing is gonna be the garden. I gotta get up there and see what kind of damage is done to that door. I don't think it was anything significant. I already picked it up, put it back inside the greenhouse. But I need to check on that and see if it did any kind of damage. I also noticed that the silage tarp's starting to get blown around, so I need to make sure I get it good and pinned down. So yeah, just a lot of little things, you know, housekeeping, so to speak, for the homestead. That can be expected when filming out here. Just recently got a new cover for the mic for the GoPros, because you have to actually go to their support to get those things, and it's already damaged because it fell over. And that is the #1 reason why I use an action camera for this stuff and not a full-fledged camera, because I don't want to damage a very, very expensive camera. All right, so finally making it out to the greenhouse. It's been a little bit. And this is the situation we're dealing with. Got the other door in here right now, and the only one that's still attached is only attached because I've foil taped it to the frame. And so I spent a little time kind of brainstorming with my dad on options, and I've done some research online, and there's several people that have, you know, built doors, like swinging style doors, to reinforce these, or take the existing doors and reinforce them. And so what I've decided to do is I'm gonna take that opening and I'm gonna case it in, and then we're gonna actually take a pressure treated 2x4 and put it inside of that C channel for the foundation, and then we're gonna tie it in the corners to our 4x4s on either side to make the bottom. And that'll reinforce basically that whole opening. And then of course we'll tie it into the top here. That's what we're gonna do in a nutshell. I gotta go get materials and stuff. I'm probably not gonna actually build all that today because I don't think I have enough time to do it. And it's gonna be a little trial and error. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with. I'll say that yeah, the #1 issue, without a shadow of a doubt, is those doors are basically trash if you get any kind of wind. And I mean, we had very minimal wind last night, and I had the doors clamped and it still flew off. So good news is I've got about half of the floor, actually maybe about 40% of the floor done. Of course there'll be a lot more. Of course I got to get all this on this end done with the door now. But we're about 2 weeks away from planting. And of course my stepmom came by and she went ahead and planted some stuff, like some broccoli and like cabbage and things, marigolds. So she went ahead and got started, but I gotta get a few things wrapped up before I get too much going on in here, because I won't be able to keep up with it. And we're about to get really busy. We've got Chicken's coming in about 2 weeks. Our prime planting time for this area is about 2 weeks if we're going to start in the greenhouse. You know, I've still got all the garden prep to do. I need to get it uncovered here before too long and see if I'm gonna have to do any other additional prep, because I might. We'll see how the soil is, but I may have to till it and potentially do some fertilizer this year, because I don't want to lose the garden again. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's gonna be the rest of my day, just going to get materials and then probably sitting here and looking at this opening and measuring and thinking, and a lot of boring stuff, but that's what we're gonna do. Anyhow, thanks for watching. See you again soon, and we'll see how this door turns out. Have a good day.